Okay, so here we are. We are back to the cabaret, back to talking about Lily, Rosemary, and the Jack of Hearts. Let's review some of the stuff we did. We always like to review because we have an exam coming up in 2 weeks, right? Shashali buys your midterm test. There's only going to be 2 songs on your midterm test because we don't have time. We have so many students doing presentations, and we got COVID going on. We had a typhoon in the middle of the thing. It's been a mess. So the good news for you is you only need to study 2 songs. But it means you'll need to know them really well. Okay? Things we said we're concentrating on with this song. We are concentrating on characters, the 4 big characters, and the relationships between the characters. And the 2 crimes that are committed in this song. There are 2 major serious crimes, and we need to solve these. You need to come up with a theory. I've already decided on your test, you are going to have a theory of who committed the crimes. Okay? It's time to play detective. CSI or Sherlock Holmes or whatever. Alright? You are going to have to solve the crimes. Let's remember some of the things we talked about. We met the boys. We heard about drilling in the wall. We heard foreshadowing that something bad is going to happen. Right? We met Jack, this young, well-dressed, romantic, well-groomed, means he's neat about his person, right? Armed with a weapon, maybe a dangerous character, okay? But he's new. He shows up at the cabaret and nobody knows this guy at the beginning. We talked about the mirrored room, and we said that in a mirrored room, appearance and reality can be different. We can't trust our eyes because things may be different. Reality and appearance. Things may not be as they seem. People may not be as they seem. And we even said people might not be who they seem in this place. We need to think about that. When we met Jack, remember he comes in and buys drinks, goes over into the corner, face down. We said face down is an image to tell us that Jack is secretive. He's a mystery. We don't know anything about this guy. He's just shown up. But he's impressed people by being so friendly and polite and charming, and he's over there in the corner. We get the idea that he's a cautious, careful man. He's watching everybody, checking everything out. All right? That's when we met him. We met Lily. We found out Lily is backstage, which tells us Lily is a performer. Right? She wants a queen. She's playing cards. She hopes to draw a queen, but when she draws that card, it's Jack. And again, this is foreshadowing. This is giving us a hint about what's going to happen later. Jack is going to be important for Lily. We met Big Jim, richest man in the town, the owner of the diamond mine, and we heard he's not a fool. Okay, it's not easy to trick this guy. We said he's a smart guy, sharp, right? Makes an entrance. He's a VIP. He's looking dandy and fine. He's well dressed, nice clothes, befitting a rich man. Silver cane, bodyguards. We get the feeling he's a show-off, likes to show his money. Right? Likes people to look at him. The bodyguards told us he needs protection. He's got enemies, and we find out why. He takes whatever he wants and he destroys it. He's a total villain, total bad guy, Big Jim, and a destructive man who does not cherish what he has. And I told you my opinion. I think if you live this way, you're going to make enemies. Right? People don't like this. I don't like this. You probably don't like this either. We heard that despite his money and his VIP status and everything, the clothes and the perfect hair, Jack has something that Jim doesn't have. And this kind of person, someone who always gets what he wants, if now someone else shows up, a newcomer who he can't compete with, he's going to be upset. We're starting to see there's going to be a problem with Jack and Jim, right? We talked about this unnameable quality, je ne sais quoi. We don't know what it is, but Jack has something that Jim doesn't have. We met Rosemary, and we saw her looking like a queen without a crown, telling us that something's missing. And right away we find out what it is. She's trying so hard to get Big Jim's attention here. She's done her makeup, she's done her hair, she's calling him darling and being sweet and whispering in his ear, and he doesn't seem to hear. He's ignoring Rosemary. Right? And what's he doing while he's ignoring Rosemary? He's looking across the cabaret at Jack. Right? And as he is looking across the cabaret at Jack, he's thinking, this guy looks familiar. I've seen that face somewhere before. And this could be important later. He thinks that Jack is familiar, but he can't place where he has seen Jack before. We talked about the relationship. We said we're starting to see a triangle form, right? Jim here, Jack, here and Lily, because in this crowded, smoky cabaret, this mirrored room, in the darkness, there's only Jim and him staring at the butterfly who drew the Jack. The butterfly is Lily. Jim later is called the King. That's why I put this here. And Jack. So notice we've got this triangle forming, and we said triangles are trouble, and poor Rosemary is out to the side. She's pushed out, even though she's trying really hard to be close to this guy. Right? I think that's where we stopped, if I'm not mistaken. So now we're back to Lily. Back to Lily. Lily was a princess, fair-skinned and precious as a child. She did whatever she had to do. She had that certain flash every time she smiled. She'd come away from a broken home, had lots of strange affairs with men in every walk of life, which took her everywhere, but she'd never met anyone quite like the Jack of Hearts. So much information here about this young lady. She's a princess. Now this is an image, okay? She's not a real princess. Just like up here, Rosemary looks like a queen, but she's not a queen. All right? These are images that we can all relate. So close your eyes and think of a princess. What do you see? Well, we all grew up on Disney, right? Aurora and Cinderella and Ariel. What's the common thing? They're all young, they're all pretty, right? Fair skin means she has very light colored skin. Precious as a child. Well, I think this means something that's precious or someone who is precious. We want to protect that person. Right? Children are precious. Precious as a child. So the way she looks, this is the appearance of Lily. Young, pretty, and innocent like a child. Like someone who needs to be protected. That's how she looks. Right? But we find out right away in the next line here that that's not how Lily really is. Right? She did whatever she had to do. Well, this does not mean that you can tell Lily what to do, and Lily will listen to you. You can boss Lily around. Not at all. This means that Lily is ruthless. Ruthless means she will do whatever she needs to do to get what she wants. All right? She'll do whatever. She's not going to stop and say, oh, I shouldn't do that. That's not nice, or that's mean, or that's against the law, or what. Does not care. She'll do it. Right? So she's got this ruthlessness about her. She doesn't look this way, but she is. Right? She did whatever she had to do. She had that certain flash every time she smiled. Well, I can imagine, I should just put this image in there. If I type like, that's like smile. There used to be, I used to get this nice picture come up in it. Don't know what that is. But like, where is it? It's not, no, this is not the one. I'll try another adjective. How about like sparkling? Smile. Let's see if we get it now. There we go. This is how I imagine Lily. See that? Every time Lily opens her mouth, it's just like in the cartoon, like ding, like this. And what happens when Lily does this? Well, people get all weak in the knees, you know, people just start to sweat and they'll do anything. You know what I mean? What I think Bob Dylan is telling us is that Lily is beautiful, she's young and she's beautiful, and she knows it. She knows it. It's not a mystery to her. So when it comes to doing whatever she has to do, what does she use? Well, she uses her beauty and her charm, her good looks, basically, to get whatever she wants. She's learned these good looks that she has, this beautiful smile, this fair skin, everything. It's a tool for her, right? She can use it to get what she wants. Then we find out more about her too. She'd come away from a broken home. Well, come away from it means she left it behind. And a broken home, this does not mean the house is falling down, not like that, right? What do you think of when you think of a broken home? What does it mean to you? Maybe the parents aren't together anymore. Maybe there's problems at home, violence at home, or some kind of. Someone used the word dysfunction today. Did someone use dysfunction in their PPT? Did someone have that word? I thought I read it this morning. Anyway, dysfunctional family, we say. There's some family problems. Okay, so not a happy situation at home for her. So she left it behind, left home. Lots of strange affairs with men. and men in every walk of life. Well, this tells us she's had a lot of lovers. And in every walk of life means lots of different kinds of men. Rich men, poor men, you name it. Lots of men. Lily doesn't have a type. Lily just has affairs. You know what I mean? It's not like she only dates one type of guy. She's dated lots of different kinds of guys. And in the course of these strange affairs too, not just normal affairs, strange affairs. So we think of scandal maybe, you know. Strange. Just use your imagination. Hi.
Last week we have done this.
Well, we're reviewing then, okay? Yeah, you like review? I like to repeat myself. It's an old person thing. You'll know, as you get older, you repeat yourself more and more. I kind of have to do it anyway because the video shut off last week, okay? So appreciate your patience. It shut off. The card was full. I was saying bad words under my mask last week. Anyway, she's had these strange affairs, right? She's traveled everywhere. So we talked about the difference in the real Lily, this stuff, and the appearance of Lily, sweet, innocent. She's not sweet and innocent. She looks that way, but she's not. And regardless, she's never met anyone quite like Jack. Again, we keep hearing how Jack is special, right? The hanging judge, we talked about this. We said that the drilling in the wall is continuing all this time, the same drilling that we heard about at the beginning of the song, right? Drilling, drilling, more drilling, but no one is stopping to question the drilling. No one is going to check the drilling. It just continues, but no one pays it any mind. Someone had this in their presentation today. It means no one pays attention. Now, we said that Lily has Jim's ring, okay? We said it's probably a diamond ring. And we know that Jim is an older man. He's a businessman. He's a married man, it turns out, right? Lily, this beautiful young woman. So really, Jim has no business giving a ring to this young lady. And it's known all around, means it's not a secret. Everybody in the town knows. Now, it's a ring, yes, but it also is a symbol that there's something going on with these two, right? It's not just a ring. It's some kind of an affair, right? A romance or a love affair, whatever. Right? And we heard that nothing will separate them. Nothing will come between Lily and the king. So the king here, this is why I put king beside Jim, because it's obvious that this is talking about Jim. And again, Jim is not a real king. He's just a rich guy, a rich older guy. Right? Nothing will come between these two except maybe Jack. Jack could make trouble in paradise for these two. And we know that if that happens, Jim is going to lose it. Jim is going to be super angry, furious, jealous, murderous even. He might want to kill somebody. Remember, he gets what he wants all the time. Always has. He's rich. All right, we met Rosemary. Did we talk about Rosemary already?
No.
Some people say no, some people say yes. I'm confused. Anyway, we'll do it again. Rosemary, drinking hard. We said this means drinking a lot. Okay, not a couple of drinks, lots of drinks, and like every day. Okay, serious drinking. Drinking hard. Seeing her reflection in a knife, not in a mirror, in a knife. That's an interesting little detail. Might come back to haunt her later. We said that she's tired of the attention. Now this is not attention from Jim because we already saw that she doesn't get attention from Jim. She wants attention from Jim, but she doesn't get it. Jim ignores her while he focuses on beautiful young Lily and focuses on Jack and thinks, I've seen this guy before. Jim's busy, too busy for his wife, right? So she's tired of the attention. This is, we said, the gossip, the scandal, because everybody in the town knows that her husband, now we know their relationship, it's confirmed here, she's Jim's wife. And her husband has given a ring and is carrying on with his beautiful young girl, and everybody knows it. So her life is just miserable. She's embarrassed. She's hurt by this. She's probably angry, and she's embarrassed because she knows it and everybody knows it. Imagine being this woman in this position. It's terrible, right? So of course she's unhappy. She doesn't want to be married to Jim. She's tired of playing this role. Doesn't want to be in the marriage. It could be playing the role means acting. Her heart's not in it anymore. She just needs to act like his wife. Or it could mean do a job. Playing a role means do a job. Maybe the marriage feels like work. Doesn't matter. She doesn't want to be in it. She doesn't want to be with Jim. right? And we know why. So she's miserable, she's unhappy. What does she do to escape her misery, her unhappiness? She drinks. Right? And sees her reflection, and maybe when she sees herself, she realizes she's not getting any younger. She's getting a little older, you know. We heard about her bad past. She's done bad things. She's even tried to kill herself. Bad past, right? And she wants to change, we say. She wants to do a good deed before she dies. So we get the idea that she's ready to die. She's tried to die before. Here we are talking about death again, but she wants to do one good deed, and then she's okay with dying because she's so miserable. Very sympathetic character. Poor Rosemary. And when she thinks about her future, even if it's a short future, it's riding on Jack. We said that means it depends on Jack. So Jack is important for Rosemary, just like Jack is important for Lily, right? She's never met anybody like him. Rosemary's depending on him for her future. So Jack is important for both the female characters, right? All right, is this new?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, new stuff. Should I stop the film to celebrate? I will. I gotta keep these short.